Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Remember, we have a special episode where we are down at the Beverly Oasis Suites here in Lowlands, Tobago, as we bring to you, our special Carnival edition. And this morning we have a pre-recorded interview with Mrs. Lydia Peters, who is the second Deputy General Secretary for the FUGW. And she is going to be talking to us about refuting some claims that her opponent made. So here you have that interview. Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Now, this morning we continue our conversations by talking even more about that NUGFW election that is coming up pretty soon. That's happening on the 28th of October. Now, this morning we are sitting in studio and we are chatting with Mrs. Lydia Peters. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
She is the second Deputy General Secretary of the NUGFW. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, Shenell, and also to our members. Pleasant morning, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Now, you are here again as you are vying for the position of second Deputy President. General President of the organization. And very recently, one of your colleagues was here with me and had an interview, and he said a number of things and you deemed to be misinformation. So you are here to clear up some of those things, and that was Mr. Anthony Callender. He was here and he was chatting about the upcoming election that he is vying for the position that you currently sit in. He spoke about a number of things, including poor representation, the fact that there has been lands allocated to the organization that has not been utilized in your term, being there for about 15 years. So you are here to counter some of those claims. Tell us about that.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, I want to begin with the lands given to the NUGFW by the Tobago House of Assembly. The discussion started with the former President General, Comrade Robert Giuseppe. And in 2008, we had those lands. And what we are seeing is that 16 years has passed, and Comrade Callender would have said that I did nothing about construction of houses for daily rated workers. I am here to debunk those untruth, misinformation with the facts and the truth about those lands in Roxborough. I have with me a copy of the deed, which the land was vested in the NUGFW Investment Limited. That was a company set up by the current President General James Lambert. Nowhere in the deed you'd see where any land was given to Lydia Peters. So nowhere I had the responsibility to build the houses.
Now, when it comes to that particular discussion, I know that he did say to me that the organization has been given lands, yet nothing has been done with it. He did not indicate particularly that you were, the person that the land was given to, but just that in your time, the oversight responsibility that you have been given, you did not make any attempts to have that land developed for the purpose of workers.
All right, and this is what I'm saying again. That is not true. That is untruth to say. The most I could have done, which we have been doing over the years, is advocacy, where the construction of the houses are concerned. The person responsible for the construction of the houses is the current President General, Comrade James Lambert.
Okay, so my question is, based on the structure of the organization, if there is a project of this nature to be undertaken in Tobago, is it not wise to create a committee that's, let's just call it a development committee, who is responsible for these type of projects? And for instance, you may sit on that committee as the person representing Tobago on that committee.
And this is what I'm saying. And NUGFW Investment Limited. That's the company set up to treat with the construction of houses.
Right.
That is headed and chaired by Comrade James Lambert.
Okay.
So
Are you a part of that committee?
No, I'm not part of that committee.
Or it's a company?
It's a company.
Right.
Right? It's a registered company. I am not one of the persons who are registered with the company.
What level of accountability and transparency exists within the organization to ensure that this company is utilizing the assets given to the organization for the purpose that it was intended?
All right. This is what we are saying. 16 years has gone, and that has not come before the National Executive Committee, then before the General Council, that may have an input and an oversight in what and how we should go forward with construction of the houses or whatever that you propose to do. This is what I'm saying. The 16 years should not be thrown on me, because I'm not part of that investment company. The sole person is the current President General, Comrade James Lambert.
Okay. And so now you are a part of another slate being presented for this upcoming election on the 28th of October. Can you tell us about that slate and who is leading the charge for this and what can be expected in regards to development this time around with this new leadership?
All right. The current slate that I am on is a slate we call the Workers' Guardian, headed by Comrade Christopher Street. And we propose to make a change within the organization. You just made mention as to the oversight with the construction of the land. We intend to do things differently. We intend to involve the membership as it relates to any business of the organization. This is where we are going. We intend to open up to our members to have a say. We intend to restore democracy back into the organization, restore good governance, restore accountability, transparency. We intend to adhere to the rules, what the rule says, because the rules have not been followed.
Right. And when it comes to the parallels between the company, which is NUGFW Investments, and the organization itself, which is the union, is it that if Comrade Lambert is no longer the President General, that he can run away with the company because he is a director on that company? How does the organization reconcile the assets that have been placed under that company?
Well, I can't say for sure now, because then that may be a legal issue and a legal mind to so advise as to how we go forward with that.
Don't you think it is in your best interest to figure out what that would look like before a situation where he's no longer president, but he's still in charge of the assets that has been given to the organization by means of the company?
I believe that with further discussion with Comrade Christopher Street, then we must look at it. We must look at it, the assets, and not only the land. The land is not the only assets that we have. We have a whole lot of assets, and we have within the structure, the 15-member committee, we have our trustees. Our trustees play a major role in the assets of our property, including the land. So we know that we will have to get some legal advice as to how we go forward with that company.
Do you know who are the other directors on that company?
No, I'm not sure who are the other directors on the company.
Okay. It sounds like a recipe for disaster on my end, but I'm not sure. I can't see.
Yes.
Because I'm not a legal mind.
It is, and this is what I'm saying. I can't sit here and say exactly how we're going to go forward, because we'll have to look at it through a legal mind that would advise us as to how we go forward with that land, and not only the land, all the other properties.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to return right after this. See you soon. Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Now, this morning, we have been chatting about the NUGFW election that's happening on the 28th of October. And this morning, we have Lydia Peters who is in studio with us this morning, who is the Deputy General Secretary vying for the position of Deputy General President.
Second Deputy
President General in the upcoming elections. Now, this position that you currently hold as Second Deputy General Secretary, your colleague who was on earlier with us, he is now vying for that position. And he indicated that there was an amendment made to ensure that there's a Tobago representative that sits in that position. Can you tell us about that?
That is not true to say. No rules were amended to accommodate the second Deputy General Secretary for a Tobagonian. We have 6 full-time positions, that is the President General, the First Deputy President General, the Second Deputy President General, the General Secretary, the First Deputy General Secretary, and the Second Deputy General Secretary. Those 6 full-time positions, any Tobagonian could sit one day into those positions. And we would have had it in the past where Tobagonians are always part of the National Executive Committee. A Tobagonian could become the President General. So there's no rules amended for no second Deputy General Secretary. Anybody could vie for that as a Tobagonian. And what usually happens, the President General assigns his officers.
Right, and he said based on the current wage negotiation, the 4% being proposed would only add $90 to the salary of a number of daily paid workers. Can you talk to that?
Yes, that is so. When we look at the figures, the 2% really for 2016 is really $4.70 per day. And in 2019 is it would work down to about $90 per fortnight. So it's really not much money when coming to the 4%.
So how has your current administration advocated for more, and what are you planning to do moving forward if you do win that position that you are vying for as the second deputy president?
The present administration, headed by Comrade James Lambert, he has sent the matter before the court. That matter is to be heard on the 5th of December. What we are proposing when we get into office under Comrade Christopher Street, we have the settlement of the negotiations in the shortest possible time. We are looking at several things that we can add and be included to have a settlement of the negotiations.
Okay. And some other things that you would have suggested that you guys are doing is trying to protect jobs.
Yes.
And getting unused casual leave days added to the vacation days of some of those daily paid workers. What are some of the other commitments that you are making if you are re-elected into office?
Well, as I said, one of the other commitments that we are looking at is to give us financial assistance to members who would have gone through disasters, whatever the disasters are. We are planning to give them some sort of assistance. We are also looking to give daily rated workers, we have a medical plan, which is the plan pays 80% and you, the worker, pays the 20%. For example, $100,000, you may have to do a procedure. The plans pay 80. You have to come up with 20,000. We are saying that under our new administration, we're going to offer daily rated workers at $10,000, and we would seek to have the other $10,000 be funded so that they would have little stress in coming up with the balance of money to have the procedure done. Excellent. We are also looking to improve on the medical benefits for RHA workers, HDC workers, and WASA workers. If a worker dies, what happens is that the beneficiary in these areas that I just mentioned, they receive $10,000, as against the other workers in the public sector, they get $50,000. We are seeking to have the $10,000 moved to $50,000 for these workers in the areas that I just mentioned. We are also talking about continued medical coverage beyond the age of 60. Right now, the medical plan covers you up to the age of 60. We are saying at 58, you start to not feeling well. You go home at 60, then you end up now have to go into the little money that you get to seek medical attention. We are saying that we are going to cover you up until age 65. So although you retire at 60, we are going to see about your medical bills up to age 65 in the first instance, right? We are saying that we're going to reestablish a health and safety department. There is no health and safety officer in the current system, no safety officer. We are saying we are going to reintroduce and reestablish a health and safety department so that you have a health and safety officer that will train health and safety officers within the local branches and so on, and to make rounds and visit in the workplaces to look at the conditions of workers in those areas. This is what we said we want to do. We are saying also we're going to offer a school book grant to our members who are less fortunate and can't come up with whatever is required for the children to go back to school. We are going to take care of that once you're a member of the NUGFW. We are saying also the sick leave bonus. Sick leave bonus is now 4 years. 4 years, 9 days sick leave within the 4 years. We are saying when we get into office, we're going to reduce that to 2 years so that members and workers could look forward. Every 2 years, you put your claim in and you get back some money.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we have to round up our discussion this morning, I understand. But is there anything you want to say to the workers that are voting in the upcoming election on the 28th before we go?
Yes, I want to call on all daily rated workers in Tobago to come out in your numbers on Monday the 28th of October. Vote resoundingly for the Workers' Guardian, headed by Comrade Christopher Street. Let's make a change. We can do this together. Our symbol is the eagle. There are 15 candidates, and we are asking you that put the X wherever you see the eagle on the 15 candidates. Yes, we can do this. We can make a change. We can make the workplace and make the type of representation you want, a kind of representation that would take you forward in whatever the work-related activities are. We are asking for a change. We must have a change in leadership, and the only change that we could have is voting in a new executive, a new president general, so that we could give the members their satisfaction, which they so deserve.
Excellent. All right, we want to thank you so much, guys. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back right after this. See you soon.
Thank you.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Remember, we have had these last 2 episodes at the Beverly Oasis Suites here in Lowlands, and we have had a great time. Now, I'm having to wipe my mouth because we were just given some really good breakfast here, and you should definitely come on down, whether it be for lunch, breakfast, or dinner. It's a real cool spot to have a date night. I mean, probably going to be coming back here pretty soon. And if you are one of those persons who are in Tobago and you're not really about the fet and jump up lifestyle, this is a great place for you to come, chill, hang out with the family. And there is a spa right here on location that you can benefit from. All right. So it's your opportunity to even come, have a drink, sit poolside, and have a great carnival season right here at Beverly Oasis Suites. Now, it is fully booked for the carnival, but after carnival, there are a number of specials that you can benefit from. So you can go online, check out Beverly Oasis Suites. They are on Instagram, Facebook, and Google. Now, if you are interested, be sure to make your bookings early, because we can't guarantee you that a space is gonna be here for you if you wait too long. But again, guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's conversations. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and for everything that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am your host, Shenell Felix, and I want you all to have a really safe carnival season, because you're not going to see me tomorrow and you may not see me next week, but I'm going to be back really soon. So you guys have fun. I'm going to go on vacation and have a great time myself, and I hope to see you very soon, guys. With all my love and all my heart, have a great day.
Vegas.